mysterious and eerie forest. This was the heart of the Amazon. Everything was lush green, and there were creatures around that Alvin had never seen before. For the curious penguin, Alvin and his colorful parrot friend Paco, this forest was a huge discovery area. They were amazed at how beautiful and unspoiled everything was. However, there was something they didn't know. This forest was not as ordinary as they thought. As they made their way through the trees, they began to see something disturbing deep in the forest. Brightly colored, foreign objects. These were waste left behind by people. Alvin's face fell. These foreign substances were polluting the forest and endangering the lives of forest creatures. Alvin turned to Paco and said, "These don't belong here. Why are people so insensitive? Why are they littering the forest?" Alvin got angry while examining the plastic bag he found in the forest. But Paco thought the trash looked like a toy. Pointing to the bright blue cap on its beak, he said, "Maybe it's some kind of new fruit." Alvin narrowed his eyes. "No, Paco, this is dangerous trash. And this trash shows that someone is nearby. Some people aren't respecting the forest." Alvin fell into the mud while trying to clean the forest. This made him even more angry. He continued cleaning while grumbling angrily. As he thought, the mud splashed onto Paco too. Although they didn't like getting dirty, they suddenly started laughing and having fun. Alvin's dirty but happy face and Paco's laughter, which echoed through the forest, were accompanied by the cap on his beak. But this laughter soon gave way to astonishment, because at that very moment, other forest animals appeared around them. The other inhabitants of the forest tried to understand what Alvin and Paco, who were strangers to them, were doing. Monkeys, snakes, deer. They all looked at them and the pile of trash around them with concern. The monkey slowly reached his hand toward the giant tree next to him. "Hey, penguin and parrot, pay close attention to this tree and don't get too close," he said. Because this was no ordinary tree. When they looked at the tree the monkey was pointing at, they were stunned. This tree was the great tree, known as the ancient protector of the forest. The damage humans had done to the forest had angered it. Its mouth was wide open, and it was screaming with a terrifying face. The entire forest community was filled with dread. Alvin and Paco thought the tree was angry at them and were very frightened. The great tree's anger was so great that all the animals who saw it began to flee. Alvin and Paco also started running to escape the tree's wrath. But just as they were fleeing, Paco noticed something. The tree's anger wasn't directed at them, but at the people right behind them. Seeing the truck approaching them, Alvin and Paco thought the people were going to dump trash in the forest again. The green truck entering the forest greatly angered the mighty tree. Because this truck, which entered the forest every time to dump trash and pollute nature, should no longer be allowed in this forest. The mighty tree shouted loudly and fiercely, "Leave my forest and never come back here again. Because of you, nature is being polluted and our living spaces are shrinking." Alvin and Paco were so frightened by the mighty tree's anger that they immediately jumped into the truck bed and left the forest. Alvin and Paco fell asleep in the back of the truck as it drove along the road. As the truck traveled, Alvin and Paco drifted off into dreams, unaware of anything. However, while they slept, the truck's owner placed them inside a crate along with other items without noticing them. This crate was a shipping crate being prepared for shipment to another country. When Paco and Alvin woke up, they found themselves inside a crate and were terrified. "Hey, save us! Where are we?" They started shouting, but no one heard them because they were at an airport and there was a lot of noise. Their fear grew and they began to wait helplessly for someone to rescue them. A cargo handler loaded the crate containing Paco and Alvin into the cargo hold of the plane. Alvin and Paco realized they were inside an airplane from the sounds they heard and the vibrations they felt. After a long journey, the plane landed and Paco and Alvin breathed a deep sigh of relief. However, they still didn't know where they were. After the crate containing Paco and Alvin was unloaded from the plane, some people noticed them and wanted to help. Thinking they were finally saved, Alvin and Paco began shouting with joy. "Yes, we're saved! People noticed us! We'll be free now," they said, hugging each other. People who came to the crate were very surprised to see a penguin and a parrot inside. They immediately opened the crate and rescued Alvin and Paco. These mischievous creatures, now free again, thanked the people who rescued them and breathed a deep sigh of relief. Just when Alvin and Paco thought they had escaped, a cargo worker suddenly arrived, put them back in the crate, and loaded it onto the plane again. Finding themselves back in the same crate, Alvin and Paco began to cry. As the plane climbed higher, the two friends, increasingly frightened, watched the surroundings from the sky, trying to figure out where they were going. Let's see where Alvin and Paco's new destination will be and what adventures they'll have at their new location. Let's see where little Alvin will be in his next adventure. Hey, if you want to join Alvin on his new adventures, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and turn on notifications. You can decide where the next adventures will take place. All you need to do is write the address of the new adventure in the comments. See you in Alvin's next adventure.